shifting in and out almost at every possession.
Here's Michael James. Edwards on that wing. Good drive by James. He lost the handle. Bezzoso's ahead of the field. Malverne catches up, but he can't hit the three.
Malverne trying to push.
And then Shoemaker hard. There's a foul on Kamanian. Shoemaker came hard from behind. Seemed to create the contact. This will be a good look at it. Oh, there's the elbow flashing out by Kamanian. Good call by Tom Sheehan, the trail official.
Kamanian did throw the elbow out. We couldn't see it from this angle.
Bezzoso's open. At the three for Michael Bezzoso.
In rhythm. Caught that in rhythm.
And now Rivers dribbles off his foot and then has to smartly hold on to the arm of Howes and prevent the fast break.
You see, they get into this three-man weave up top. The dribble handoff back and forth. It lures the defense to sleep. And then you get an easy bucket about 2 feet behind the three-point line.
10 team fouls now on Malverne, so double bonus for Oyster Bay. Eves replaces Rivers for Malverne.
Malverne has to make a push now, down by 15.
Eves trying to do that. Shoemaker gets the personal for the Baymen, and Eves will shoot free throws. That's 3 on Shoemaker.
He's trying to get aggressive. Now he has to make these free throws. He missed 3 his last trip to the charity stripe. He has to settle in.
Got an odd stance at the line. That left foot almost behind his right foot. And he's throwing off his goggles, which he's been wearing all day. A game that's been a struggle for him. He's now blaming the eyewear.
It's the same exact result.
Oh, Bezzoso, what a pass
Great
for
pass. Schindler. Where's the needle? Brings the score back to 17.
Edwards this time short on the catch and shoot 3. Howes pushing, 3 on 2. Bouncing from Marmalade, back for Howes. Now Schindler. Wasn't exactly as smooth as they wanted, but it ends up in 2 points.
Take a look at the last fast break. Unselfish play. They got 1 pass, 2 pass, 3 passes. End up with an easy lay-in. It wasn't smooth, but it was unselfish and successful nonetheless.
The foul is on the floor. So this is a 1-and-1 situation for Makai Eves. As Donovan Ishmael comes in from Malverne, Kamanian will leave.
A lot of substitutions.
Foley replaces Elliot Edwards.
A lot of substitutions from Malverne.
And still a lot of time left for them to foul and send Oyster Bay to the line. As Eves gets the first. Now 1 for 2 post goggles. And a rebound for Shoemaker.
So right now he's 1 for 7 from the line in this quarter. No 6 points.
House, Bezzoso, 2 more.
House, I don't know. Between House and Barreto, those 2 guys today, man.
Well, you can see why Oyster Bay was 8-2 in Conference ABC, earning the 1 seed in the B bracket. Ishmael gets 2. Good work by him on the offensive glass. Good hands that time by James. But then the travel, taking the ball around his back to beat the defender. And that's been the kind of night for Darryl Lopez.
It's just been too many unforced turnovers. They look like a young basketball team, and this is a young basketball team. This is going to be an experience that's going to carry them for the next 3 years, as a lot of these guys are sophomore and freshmen.
It's been a trying season for Malverne, basically rebuilding from a year ago. Wide open, but Marmley can't hit. Schindler keeps it in. They graduated their 7 top scorers from a year ago. The only holdover with real minutes, Kareem Headley's out for the year with a knee injury. You can see what might be next year and the year after that, including a handful of freshmen who have come up for JV in this game and have done a couple of nice things in this one. Eves, who misses that shot, is just a sophomore. Joshua Rivers will have his senior year next year. Michael James is just a sophomore. So this year's tough. They have tried to fight through it. Very few things have gone their way as Shoemaker gets free on the baseline.
Well, let's be honest. We looked at the matchup, Oyster Bay versus Malverne. Malverne 2-15. We didn't expect it to be a close one. They were able to keep it close in the first half. But I think the age and the experience caught up with them. Oyster Bay was the #1 seed last year. Malverne, like you said, graduated 7. So these guys, when the game got tough, you knew there was going to be issues. And you can see it.
Yeah, Oyster Bay's just better. They're bigger down low. They're more experienced. And they've earned the 1 seed, and they've earned a 20-point lead here, getting late in regulation. Just about time to slide Oyster Bay over 1 spot to the right to take on the 3 seed from Wheatley, who sent Carl Place home in a hurry. That game was 19-1 after the first quarter. Brian Boyle, in his 2nd year in charge of this program, with Michael Bezzoso, about to get themselves into the B title game. As Shoemaker has that one fall off the rim.
Let's talk about redemption for Oyster Bay. Last year, #1 seed, lost in the semis. Carl's Place and able to come back this year. And looks like they're going to be able to advance and get to the championship game. And you never know, it might be redemption for Malverne next year here. And they're kind of getting run out.
Malverne won the B title a year ago, but it looks like that defense is going to come to an end today. Oyster Bay actually put Leo Barreto back into the game right now. It's 2:25 to go, and playing with all 5 of their starters at the moment. James and Eves and Kamanian are still out there for Malverne, and we're seeing Justice Hemingway for the first time today. Hemingway, somewhat of a 3-point specialist for the Mules. Thought maybe they would have used him before now. As House lays in 2 more.
That was just a lapse on defense. Just a lapse.
Eves fearless getting into the paint. That time, they're a little out of control. Schindler shovel passes behind Robert House. Dejani Gaston, another one of the freshman JV call-ups. Checks back in for the Mules. Michael James sits. Shoemaker steals it. Going up against Hemingway. A hard foul and an intentional foul.
Tough foul, playoff foul. You see Shoemaker going up. Went up. He didn't rake down. He just wanted to make sure he couldn't complete for the three-point play.
Hard foul, but I don't know if I would have called that intentional. But Shoemaker does get that call, and he'll shoot free throws, and then Malverne will have possession still.
Shoemaker, also a football player. I remember interviewing him earlier this year. We covered their game against Island Trees. So he's used to contact, which is why he smiled when he got up.
He's the quarterback for Oyster Bay. He gets them both. And Brian Boyle's team will keep the basketball. Everyone's over here on the other side to play defense for Oyster Bay, forgetting that they get the ball for the flagrant.
You got to be excited for Coach Boyle. You know, redemption, we talked about last year, losing in the semis, which is essentially the first round of the playoffs. But now, with a huge win today against a tough Malverne team, they're the defending champs.
Malverne hung in this game into the third quarter, and then finally Oyster Bay pulled away for good.
You know, coming out of the first half, it looked like it was going to be a close game.
Yeah.
It's a 5-point game. Malverne was playing tough.
But at some point, you know, talent just takes over. And the talent advantage today belonged to Oyster Bay as now House, Schindler, and Shoemaker come out to high fives and hugs and cheers from the fans.
Talent and experience for Oyster Bay.
And the Baymen get to put in some of their bench players. Ryan Russo, number 24, is on the court. Derek Vickers, number 23, is on the court. And another drive by Eves that will send him to the free throw line. There's Sean Boyle, the head coach at Floral Park, Brian's brother. His team went all the way to the A title game a year ago as a 16 seed, almost pulling off a historical run to a county title. But unfortunately for the Knights, this year ended in an out-bracket game, losing a tight one at Valley Stream South. Michael Bizzoso heads off now as well with Leo Barreto. So a nice job by Brian Boyle checking out his upperclassmen as starters, giving them a chance to get applause from the folks here inside the Pratt Recreation Center. Makai Eves will go to the bench probably for the last time today for Malverne.
The young men on Malverne obviously upset as their competitors.
Good hands. Donovan Ishmael. These are 4 freshmen on the court right now for the Mules. All getting their first taste of varsity basketball here in the postseason.
And, you know, that's how you build a program, and you have an opportunity to play some freshmen, get them some experience. Next year, all of these guys are going to have playoff experience.
The Mules think that their point guard of the future might be in 8th grade right now. So again, next year and then in the year after that is when they think they can go back to being the Malverne Mules, who have been the hunted for a long time here in Class B in Nassau County. But the hunted this year is Oyster Bay, and the 1 seeds are about to be in the title game. Final minute here at LIU Post. It'll be Wheatley and it'll be Oyster Bay for the county title. And that should be a good one in a couple of days back here in this gym. Wheatley, a clinical effort against Carl Place on both offense and defense. They've got some size down low. They've got a good point guard to match Robert Howes as Donovan Ishmael tried to finish in traffic.
Malverne still playing tough, fighting for loose balls. I'm excited for this Oyster Bay basketball team. And like you said, they had a tough one coming out of the first half. They didn't play bad, but they didn't play extremely well. And then coming out, they made some adjustments. And they look like a completely different basketball team here in the second half. Barreto, Howes, Bozozo, Schindler, Shoemaker. They all played very well today.
Brandon Murphy and Brian Schindler coming off the Oyster Bay bench. Now, Brian is Kyle's younger brother. Shot clock is off. Final half minute. And another whistle. It's Donovan Ishmael battling on the offensive glass for Malverne. He should get some free throws out of this. Ryan Russo picks up a personal foul to get himself into the box score.
Oyster Bay basketball team looked like a complete basketball team from top to bottom, 1 to 5. You know, all of those young men can make plays. They're physical. You know, with these smaller schools, a lot of these, these kids, they play both spring and fall sports. They play football and basketball, so you know the toughness is there.
And as far as the B championship game goes against Wheatley, a game you'll see here on Verizon Finals One Sports. On paper, 5 days out. That looks like a heck of a matchup.
Yes.
Final seconds for today. Hit the pause on that. A whistle against Oyster Bay.
That's going to be an exciting one.
The Baymen a year ago were the 1 seed. Upset in this round by Carl Place. There will be no upset from Malverne here in 2016. One last miss for the Mules, and there's the horn. 75-54 with a big second half push. Oyster Bay has itself a win and a spot alongside Wheatley in the B title game. We'll wrap up this semifinal win when we come back on Verizon Finals One Sports.
Richard French Live.
What we're trying to do is bring the real story to the real person at home.
Get your news the way it should be delivered.
International, national, and also local concern.
No gimmicks, compelling. Just the truth behind the headlines. The region, the nation, the world. Conversations that lead to solutions.
We'll have all the details coming up at 6 o'clock.
Richard French Live, weeknights at 6 on Finals One News.
Tired of being skinny or scrawny? There are thousands of products designed to help you lose weight, but what if you need to gain weight? Then the CB1 Weight Gainer program is your answer. CB1 Weight Gainer's natural formula of herbs, vitamins, and minerals is for people who suffer a weak appetite or fast metabolism.
I took them for 2 months. I was hungry all the time. I went from 160 to 187.
CB1 really works. In 2 months, I gained 26 pounds.
And every time I stepped on the scale, I saw the weight go up a little bit. With CB1, I gained 30 pounds in 6 months.
CB1 Weight Gainer is a safe and natural weight gain program made in the USA. And we're so confident you'll love CB1. We back it with a 30-day total satisfaction guarantee. Order now and we'll include our 24-page weight gain guidebook, a $19.99 value, absolutely free. But that's not all. We'll also upgrade your order with rush processing, a $6.99 value. Absolutely free. That's right. Save over $25 when you place your order of CB1 now.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
For the final time, we welcome you back inside the Pratt Recreation Center here at LIU Post after Oyster Bay moves on to the B title game here in Nassau County, pulling away. And now one more win, says their head coach, Brian Boyle. 20 of their points today against Malverne came from their senior center, their all-county center, Leo Barreto. He's courtside now with Duval.
You guys were the #1 seed. You lost in the first round, semifinals. How much of redemption do you feel coming back and heading back to the championship game?
It was definitely, like, we all been preparing it. We always have that in the back of our minds with that game. That's what kept pushing us to come to this point, to come back and get a county chip like we wanted to as the #1 seed.
The first half was close. You guys had a 5-point lead coming out of halftime. What was said at halftime to change things around?
Our coaches told us to play our game, and don't lose it, like don't stop at all, and just keep going, keep fighting, keep pushing. And that's what we did. Looked for the open man, ran the ball down the court, pushed the ball, and everyone had a team effort, and so it was a team effort win.
Okay, last question for you. We saw the changes from you last year to this year. How much work did you put in off-season for that jump shot? You had some corner threes that were big for your team today.
I mean, I just kept working hard, getting shots in the gym when I could. My coach would take me, like, on the weekends to go to his gym at Buckley School to just shoot around and improve my shot, improve my post work and everything.
Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Devon, congrats again to Leo Barreto and the rest of his Oyster Bay men, the top seeds, on to the championship game here in Nassau Class B. That'll be a good one against Wheatley, which you can see right here on Verizon Fios One Sports. Congrats as well to Malverne. It was a trying season, but they did their best today to try to pull off the upset, but it was not to be as the Baymen pull away in the second half and head on to face Wheatley in the county title game. Today's game produced and directed by Frank Lasquadro. For our entire crew, my partner Deval Ellis, I'm Andrew Bogish. We'll see you again soon in the postseason on Long Island on Verizon Fios One Sports.
This has been a special presentation of Verizon Fios One Sports.